Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and welcome to our channel today. I appreciate y'all being here. And if you're new to the channel, if you're finding us that very first time, welcome as well. It's good to have you. And our topic for you today, it's mistakes to avoid when selling your gym. When it's time to sell your gym, here's some mistakes you want to avoid. Now, before we get into our topic here today, just a quick reminder, my focus, my mission here in the channel is I want to be able to provide as much information as I can, to as many people as I can across the globe. And the best way I can do that is when you choose to subscribe to the channel. So if you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. And then to learn more about me, learn more about my company and how we can help take your business to that next level, be sure to check out those links below. And then for you folks who are looking to open a new gym, you need funding, you have an existing operation, you need some working capital, we can provide funding for up to $400,000 in funding. It's unsecured. There's no restrictions on use. The basic qualification for it is a minimum credit score of 680 or better in all three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and then minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the two previous years. Check out the links below, financing and funding, for more information on that program and for additional options and additional ways that we can help provide funding for you. So with that said, let's get into our topic here, and it's mistakes to avoid when selling your gym. Mistakes to avoid. And certainly I think when everyone goes to sell their business, they're looking to go sell their gym, they want to maximize that opportunity, okay? And there's a lot of things we can discuss here. I want to kind of give you 5 things that we see that, typically, we're kind of getting away a little bit. And so number 1 is simply inadequate preparation. We didn't prepare to sell the gym. We didn't prepare to sell it, okay? And we're all over the place. And, some of the simple things that I like to see is have all of our paperwork in order. If we have employee agreements, if we have sublets, we have tenants inside the building, if we have franchise agreements, any agreements, with the city or local municipalities, anything like this, our membership agreements, all of our billing company information, have everything ready to go. Have your financial statements ready to go. Have all of your paperwork ready. Okay, the last thing you want to do is someone starts to look at it, well, let me go get this, let me go get this. There's an old adage in this that time kills deals. Someone's looking at it, you want to be ready. Don't have to go looking for all your information. So first things first, it's just simply inadequate preparation. Okay, oh, well, I'll get that when we're ready. Get it now, have it there, you can just simply hand it to them. Number 2, not considering appearance. Not considering appearance. And this is one of the best things you can do, actually, as any operator, is you want to keep your gym as new today as the day that it first opened. Okay? It's one of the great measuring sticks for performance and for success and recruiting new members, but it's also a key ingredient when it comes time to sell, is make sure we consider appearance. Depending on what your money situation is, maybe you can, easily lay some new carpet. You can put some paint on the walls. You can touch up the equipment, okay? You can simply clean the place up, okay? But be mindful of appearance. You want to put your best foot forward on this. You want your place looking pristine. Now, we're talking about mistakes to avoid when selling, but this is one of the key things you can do to maximize production in your gym. Even to the point that we've had gyms where maybe the owner or the client couldn't put additional money back in. We go in there and rearrange the workout floor. Just rearranging the workout floor, boy, those members come walking in on Monday. It's like, oh, you got new equipment. They're looking at it from a whole new perspective because they were walking down that same path, doing that same thing all the time. They had no idea what else was in the facility. So make sure we consider appearance on this. Number 3, waiting too long to prepare. Waiting too long. Now, this is a little different than inadequate. The waiting too long to prepare. Some things that I would look at, okay? And certainly I'll get into the pricing aspect here in a second, but when I say waiting too long to prepare, get your business in order. How much on your recurring dues, what is that as a percentage to your overall overhead. At bare minimum, I like to see it at 80%. Okay, now we're talking a pretty strong business. Anything less than that, it's not quite as strong, might raise a red flag. What is your rent like as a percentage? For any mature gym, I like to see your rent at 15%. Okay, if for whatever reason we're unable to do that, maybe we can get some sublets. Maybe we can sell some advertising. Maybe we can get some sponsorships to get that effective number down. Okay, what does our payroll look like? Do we have management that's long term that wants to stick around, that can really change this dynamic? So don't wait too long to prepare. Start preparing now. And I would even be looking at this even from the day one that I open. Hey, I want to run this in such a way that it's attractive to a potential buyer. So hopefully I don't really have to go back and fix anything later on. Number 4, this one maybe is the single biggest mistake that I see. It's asking the wrong price. And I think it's a very safe bet to say that of all the gyms listed for sale, half of them will never sell because they're overpriced. And that number might be as high as 75%. Okay, because what happens, too many owners, they want to put what I would call blood, sweat, and tears into this. Okay, what investors are buying, for the most part, you might have some strategic acquisitions from time to time, but for the most part, what folks are looking for, they're looking for cash flow. And when you ask the wrong price, that thing will sit there and sit there and sit there. Okay, customer, your buyer's not going to pay for your blood, sweat, and tears. They're not going to care how much you have into it. How much is it producing in free cash flow? That's what they're going to care about. Okay, so really be mindful of that. I've seen it happen over and over and over. We've had listings that we've done like that. We've got a full broker division. You can actually, go to our website, fmconsulting.net, or go to fmconsulting.net/gyms for sale. You can kind of see some other things that are out there. That I've seen nice clubs, okay, that do well, okay, listed for sale, but they're overpriced for all the reasons I just mentioned. We get responses, people look at it, they make offers, they get turned down, and this goes on for a while. And finally, the owner decides to drop the price, but by then it's too late. Okay, and then if you're not careful, that owner will get what's commonly referred to as short-timers disease, where they're acting like they're going to get the club sold and they got one foot out the door. You have to keep operating this like you're going to be there. So there's a lot of things in there, but asking the wrong price, big mistake. Okay, if you want to get more for it, let's start generating more revenue. Let's start doing that right now. And then number 5 on my list, using guesswork to determine the value of the business. Oh, I think it should be worth this. Okay, it's all going to be based on a multiple of cash flow. How much that cash flow is, the higher it is, the higher potentially you can get that multiple. We can actually help with business valuations if you want to talk about that. You can actually check the links below on business valuations, or if you want to chat, happy to do that. You can click one of the links below. But whether it's us or somebody else, don't use guesswork to determine the value of the business. So, well, it should be worth this. Well, I've got this much into it. Doesn't matter. Okay, it's going to come down to how much free cash flow, and then how much that is, and then what that multiple is going to look like. Is really where that thing's going to land. So, take a look at these 5 mistakes that we see, when it comes to selling a gym, because when you sell it, you want to maximize your value so you can, whether you're going to go live on the beach or you're going to do something else, you want to maximize your value. Take a look at this. So, folks, again, my name is Jim Thomas. Appreciate you being here today. If you've not yet done so, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. To learn more about me, learn more about my company, and how we can help take your business that next level, be sure to check out those links below. And then for you folks that are looking to open a new gym, you need funding, you have an existing operation, you need some working capital, we can provide funding for up to $400,000 in funding. It's unrestricted, no restrictions on use, there's no collateral, and minimum credit score of 680 or better in all 3 credit bureaus. Minimum income of $50,000 per year each of the 2 previous years. Check out those links below under financing and funding, get you more information on that, and then additional options on how we can help with financing and funding for your gym. So folks, again, my name is Jim Thomas. I appreciate you being here today, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in that next video.